Hello. Okay, so it's session 2 of the grade 2 course, so welcome back. We're going to start off by recapping what we did. So this is our memory test. So what I want you to do is to obviously pause and have a go at these 6 questions. If you do get really stuck, then please look back at your notes. The act of you researching and finding the answers and working it out will really help you remember the next time we do this sort of thing, okay? But if you think you're going to be okay, then press pause and have a good old go at those questions, please. Okay, so the answers, there we go. Now you hopefully remember to add those zeros when it's a times question. And kind of get rid of them when it was a divide. Remember, we were saying, weren't we, that if you've got 2 zeros, you cross 2 off. So hopefully those are the sorts of things that you remembered from the last session and that you were doing in this session. Okay, for this, you multiply your numbers 3 and 4 and then add those zeros on at the end. And you can see that I haven't done question 6. I haven't done question 6 because it's slightly different. So I wanted to make sure that you had it talked through rather than just an answer that wasn't explained. I think this is what we've got to prepare ourselves for. So you kind of learn something and you feel really happy and really confident. You sit the GCSE and you see that question, but it looks a little different and you're a bit like, oh, God, hang on a minute, I can't do that one. And we really do have to get used to the fact that they're going to do that to us and not let it knock our confidence, okay? We do know how to do this. So let's break it down and do it step by step. So if I look at the first part of this, all right, and forget the divide by 100, just look at the first part. I can work that out. So I'm going to do 3 times the 6, which is 18. And then I've got 2 zeros to add on. Now what I've got is 18,000, which actually I'm going to write there because 18,000 isn't my final answer. So I'll just clean that there. I've now got 18,000 that I'm going to divide by 100. Well, I've got 2 zeros, cross 2 zeros off, and it equals 18. Now, if you did that and got that right, absolutely fabulous. Well done. Really, really nice work. Okay, next thing. We are going to recap our mode, median, and range. We are going to do 5 questions, which will take you a little bit of time, and that is fine. I want you to do what I suggested last time. Try and do this from memory. However, if you get yourself stuck or muddled, it's really, really important that you look this work up for yourself and try and work through your notes to remind you how to do it. If you get into a complete pickle after you've pressed paused and tried to do it, press play again because I'm going to remind you of the language so that you can then go back and have another go. So it's just a hint if anybody needs it. All right. So press pause now. Okay, if you've come back for the hint, then remember that hey diddle diddle rhyme. Go away and in between the sessions, learn that rhyme because it's going to make a big difference. Mode is the one that you see the most. Median is the middle. And range is the difference between. The range is biggest, take smallest. So if you've come back for the hint, now pause again and have a go at the questions. If you've come back for the answers, wait a few seconds and then I'm going to bring them up. Okay, so hopefully we're ready for the answers. Okay, there's the answers. Just pause and mark when you're finished, hit play. Okay, so in this session, we're going to add angles. And we're going to do all the basics in this one session. So it's going to be a lot of information. What I strongly recommend you do is keep pausing me. Rewind me if you want to listen to something a second time. Write down what I'm doing so you've got examples as well. Treat this exactly how you would treat a lesson in school. And it will, it will do everything you need it to do in helping you understand what we're talking about and have a really good go at the questions when we get that far. So like I said, a lot of information, go at the pace that is right for you, pausing to write notes, etc., etc. I will forget to keep reminding you to make the notes, so please do that, okay? So let's start off with vertically opposite. Now, vertically opposite lines are straight, so I've got one straight line, and then I have a second straight line that crosses it, and it creates 1, 2, 3, 4 angles. Okay, now I'm just going to create an opportunity to, I hope this is going to work. I wanted to just move that one. Yeah, I mean, you've got a bit of a box, try and ignore that. Now, as I am moving this line, okay, if I hold it about there, I would say that we are probably looking at right angles. I've got a right angle here, 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 and here. Okay. So I've got right angles, but when I move it, here we go again, I'm going to try and do this again. When I actually move this, I change those angle sizes. So let's move it to there and look at the angles now. This angle here is what we call an acute angle. It's nice and cute, itty bitty little. Okay, so it's a acute angle. And it's less than 90 degrees, and we can see that that's less than 90 degrees. If I look at the other 3 angles that I haven't highlighted yet, I can see that this one is acute. That's definitely less than 90 degrees. But the other 2 are different. They're obtuse, they are bigger than 90, they don't match. So I'm going to colour those in a slightly different colour. And what I've got, what I'm looking at here are equal angles, right? Opposite angles are equal. So opposite angles are equal. So basically what I'm saying is that the green angle, okay, I'm going to do this because it's a bit easier. The green angle equals the green angle. And the blue angle equals the blue angle. So if I'm telling you that that is 40 degrees, what's the other blue angle? 40 degrees. I love this rule. There is actually no maths. I don't even have to do a sum to work an answer out. It is the same answer. So if that is 40 degrees, the other one's 40 degrees. If this here is 112 degrees, what is my other green angle going to equal? That one's going to equal 112 degrees as well. No maths, but I do need to remember the rule that its opposite angles are equal, okay? To give it its full name, it's vertically opposite, but you will get the marks if you just say opposite angles are equal. So that's our first fact. So that's something that you should write down as a note, okay? Our first fact. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to look at, all right, is just one straight line. And I'm going to just rub out this side, and I've got here one straight line. That straight line has got 2 angles on it, and this line here just splits. It could carry on. You know it could carry on. You saw me rub out that it carried on. But we're going to stop here just to keep things nice and simple. All right. So this line is coming across and creating these 2 angles that we see. Okay. So my angle, or I should say angles, on a straight angles on a straight line, they always add up to like a magic number. If I remember this number, it's going to help me big time. Okay. So it doesn't matter, you know, what the two numbers are, together, they will always add up to a particular value. Now, I call this a half moon. Yeah, it's a semicircle, it's a half moon. This rule works when you've got a half moon situation. All right. So let me give you an example of something that people do. All right. So this could be something that you've done in the past that we've got to try and avoid. So I've got a straight line. I've got a line going off that way. I've got a line going off that way. I've got two angles. I've got a blue one here. I've got a green one here. Okay. So I've got these two angles. Now they don't touch. They don't make half a moon. They are completely in different places on that line. So the rule, angles on a straight line, are referring to angles that sit together and make half a moon. They don't refer to this. So don't make that mistake. All right. So let's get rid of that. If this angle here is 40 degrees, this angle here, which I'm going to call X because I don't know what it equals yet, will take a specific value because those two numbers have to add up to, I haven't said it yet, have I? Do you know? It's going to add up to 180 degrees. That's my magic number. Okay. So I know they add to 180. I'm going to take away the number I've been given. So I'm going to take away the angle I know. And that's going to leave me the angle I don't know. So for this question, this green X is equal to 140. Okay. But what if I change the question? What if I made that 56 degrees? Okay. What if I made that 56 degrees? The process is the exact same thing. It's only the number that's changed. So I've got to really trust in my method. I know a straight line is 180. That's what I've got to recall. That's what I've got to get into my head. Straight line, half moon, 180. And that's the link I need to make. So I've got 180, take away 56. Okay, now for this session, I want you to learn the rules. I want you to link everything up correctly. I want you to be thinking about that rather than worrying about doing 180, take 56 by hand. So please, by all means, grab your calculator to do these questions. And then when you're feeling confident, you're like, oh, I know exactly what I'm doing. Maybe make it more challenging for yourself by trying to do it without a calculator. But one step at a time, learn the facts, get confident, and then go, right, I'm going to try it without a calculator now. So 180 take away 56 is 124 degrees. All right. So as my number changes, my maths changes slightly. It's always 180. It's always take away what I know. All right. So feel free to pause and get that down as a note before I do the next thing to you. Okay. So our next rule, I'm going to completely clean this up now. Our next rule is angles around a point. So I'm saying to you, we've got a point here, okay? And I've got one angle that's going into that point at the moment. If I draw another line going into that point, let's do that. That's created, just adding that one extra line has now created another angle here and another angle here. And I could continue to bring lines in. I can do as many as I want. There's another one. There's another one. But they're all coming in to that one point. And that's why we call it angles around a point. Okay. So let's just take those last two out. That's an angle. That's, oops, sorry. can't see what I'm doing, but it's going wrong. That's an angle, and that's an angle. Those angles are around a point, okay? Now, if I draw that again, but this time draw all the angles so that they're in a similar position, so there, there, and there, what can you see? You can see a circle. You can see a circle really clearly. Okay, and knowing that the angles around a point create a circle helps me know the magic number for these types of questions. So it's 180 degrees on a straight line. How many degrees are there in a circle? All right, so degrees in a circle, 360 degrees. So if you answered that and got it right, well done. So angles around a point equals 360 degrees. So let's do an actual question. Move that up a little bit. Let's do an actual question. I'm going to say that that is 130 degrees. I'm going to call that one X. That's the number I don't know. Sorry, the angle I don't know. I need to work that out. And I do have enough information there, okay? So the first thing that we need to do looking at this diagram is clock the fact that I've got an angle here. It's been marked by using like a little square symbol. And I am being tested by the examiner when they do that. They are asking me, do I know what that means? And I do. That tells me I'm looking at a right angle, and a right angle always is 90 degrees. So I can just go ahead and label that 90. They're not going to do it for me because they are testing. Does this student know to put 90 there? Now, we know that angles around a point of 360. So my total 360, take away what I know, exactly what I did for angles on a straight line. Take away what you know. Well, I know there's 90 there, and I know there's 100. Why did I write 19? That was silly of me. I know that there's 90 there, and I know there's 130 there. I could add those together, and then I could take away one total. You can do whatever makes you feel comfortable, but because we're using a calculator right now, I'm literally just going to do that into my calculator, and I get the answer 140. So X in this question is 140 degrees. X is just a number I don't know yet. And it worked it out, and I now know my X is equal to 140. So pop that one down as your example. Okay. One more to go. Okay, one more to go. So let's make some room. Clean this up. These are what we call our basics. There's 4 of them in total. There's way more. Angles is a huge topic. So there's way more than this in angles. But at the grade 2, we would really, really want to be able to work confidently with these 4 rules. All right. And the last one is the triangle. Okay. So let's draw a triangle. I've got my right angle in there. Okay, come out a bit better than that. I'm going to mark that one up as my missing one. I don't know what it equals. And I'm going to call that one 52 degrees. Okay, now what's the rule? Angles in a triangle equal. Now, one of the nice things about this is it's not another different number for me to remember, okay? What I'm actually going to be doing is linking my angles on a straight line, 180, to this particular question here. And angles in a triangle are 180 degrees. Okay, so what I'm going to try and demonstrate why there's a link between the straight line and the triangle, and why they actually do share that magic 180 degrees. Okay, so what I'm going to do first of all is I'm going to copy the triangle, just move that out of the way, 3 times. Okay, and then I'm going to rub out and leave just one angle. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on that one, left the right angle, and that one there. So I've got now the 3 angles of my original triangle. Okay, I'm going to draw a straight line because what I want to do is I want to link the angles of my triangle to a straight line. Okay, so I've got the 3 angles all separate. They're the exact angles that we drew because I copied them. And then I'm going to position them on the line. So my right angle is now on the line. My X is now on the line. Okay, and let's just, there we go. My 52 is now on the line. So what I've just done is put all 3 angles together and they now make a half moon, which means they add up to 180. That 90 plus that 52 plus this X, the one I haven't worked out yet, they equal 180 because they sit on a straight line and they're triangle angles. Okay, fabulous. Okay, so let's actually see this as a triangle again. Okay, so I think we'll just clear that up and just quickly redraw it. That'll probably be the quickest way to do this. So there we go. Can't remember which way around everything was. So we had a right angle, we had 52 degrees, we had an X. All right. We know they add up to 180. So we are going to do 180, take away what we know, same process, 90, take away 52. Like I say, you could do 90 plus 52 first if you wanted to. And then just take the one thing away. It's absolutely fine. That equals 38 degrees. And there's your angles in a triangle. Okay. So pause, get that one copied down. Just get all your notes organized. Make sure that you're happy. And then we will do some sort of random, I'll chuck that at you, I'll chuck that at you. And you can go between these different rules, practicing them. Okay. So pause and press play when you're ready to continue. Okay, so you can see I've tidied up my screen a little bit. So I've kept all the rules. They're there so that we've got them to check in with. I'm now literally going to just throw some questions at you so that we can work together and make sure that we have understood everything that we've just had explained. Okay, so let's do this question first of all. So I'm going to say that that is 63 degrees. That is X. I want you to pause the video and then press play when you're ready to check your answer. Okay. Okay, so what you should have done was remember that straight line is 180 degrees. So I'm going to take my 180, take off the 63. I'm going to do it in a calculator for now. All right. And then it's 117 degrees as the answer. If you got that right, fab, fab, fab. Okay, next one. We're going to do. Okay, pause and then have a go at that one. Okay, so we can see we've got the rectangle, not a very good one, or square, I should say. So we know we've got 90 degrees in this triangle. I would really encourage you to be using your diagrams in your exam. They are there for you to write on. So you do that. I want to remember that I've just spotted a right angle. So I'm going to mark that in as 90 straight away. Then I'm thinking, okay, what's my triangle rule? It's 180. So I'm going to take the 180, take away what I know. I put that into a calculator. I get 23 degrees. All right, if you got that right, super duper, well done. Okay, what about this question? Okay, pause, have a go, press play when you're ready. And it's my favorite, no maths required. X is the same, it's opposite angles. So you do find, and this is something that we will build on through these sessions, you do find that they can sometimes say, work out the value of the angle and give a reason for your answer. So what we're doing is we're doing this in stages. We're going to get ourselves really confident, remembering that our 180 goes with straight lines and triangles, that around a point it's 360, etc., etc. When we get to that stage, then I'm going to start asking why. Why is your answer 63 degrees? And then you'll be learning how to get all the marks in a GCSE and not just half of them. Okay, so X equals 47 on that. Well done if you got it right. What if I just add a second part to this? What if that had been marked as well and labelled Y? And you were told to work out X and you were told to work out Y. Well, you've done X, you've recognised the vertically opposite rule and you've got it right. Can you now work out Y? Pause and have a go. And if you're not sure, just have a go. It doesn't matter if you're wrong. That's what we're here for. We're here to learn together. So you shouldn't worry about making mistakes. Okay, so this Y is next door to 47. Yeah, there's 47. I know that. Y is there. So on this straight line, I've just made half a moon with those two angles. So this is a straight line question now. Even though there's more going on in the diagram than I need, if I just zoom in on this line and zoom in on the fact that that and that make half a moon, I can see it's a straight line. Even though it's in a busier, harder looking diagram, I can see it's a straight line. So I am going to do my maths. Which is 180 for a straight line. Take away what you know, which is 47. So 180, take away 47 is 133 degrees. So my Y is equal to 133 degrees. Okay, so well done on that. Let's do another couple of questions. We are going to do, we're going to do this one. Now this one is, I'm going to make that X. I'm going to make that 75 degrees. I'm going to make that 120 degrees, and that's all I'm going to give you. So this is a question that you'll either throw yourself into, or you might start to feel a little anxious about and a little bit nervous. It feels busier and harder than our basics, you know, so it's off-putting, isn't it? What I want you to do, if you are looking at this question and you are just thinking, I don't know, I really don't know, then what I want you to do is I want you to forget looking at that X, forget worrying about the angle that you're supposed to be finding, and just find anything that you can. And then when you're ready, you will hit play and you'll see how you got on. Okay, so pause now. So these are designed as multi-step. You'll have to do a piece of maths that doesn't stand out in the question to answer the question. And for this, so if I look at this diagram, I really want to be looking at the diagram and taking in all of its information. So when I look at this diagram, I can clearly see that there's a triangle. So I could, if I wanted to, and I think it's quite good practice, I go, okay, there's a triangle in that diagram and I know it equals 180. Just going to write that down so I don't forget that I've seen it. What else can I see in this picture? Well, obviously there's straight lines all over the place. There's a straight line here, and obviously all the edges of the triangle are straight edges. So I could do my straight line rule, which I always draw like that. My straight line rule is 180. And then I keep looking until I think, right, I think I found everything I can see. I can't see anything else. Right, how can I use these rules? Where can I use these rules? So if I was to look at the triangle first, which I might be tempted to do, because at the end of the day, this value here that I'm supposed to be trying to find is in the triangle. So it's going to be very tempting to look at the triangle first. But if I just look at the triangle only for a moment, that's what I need. That's what I've got. If I haven't got this angle, I can't do anything. I have to have this angle to be able to use the rule. So this is my bigger problem right now. I want to use angles in a triangle, but I can't because I don't have them all. So this is where the multi-step that I'm talking about comes in, because I've also got my straight line here. So I've got my half moon rule, haven't I? Yeah, that and that makes half a moon, coloured it all in. So this side, can't really see it now, I don't like that I've coloured it in. Let's get rid of that, that's better. So this side, I do know is 120. That means that I can work out this side. All right, so 180, take away 120 is 60. I now know that this angle inside my triangle is 60 degrees. Now I can do 180, take away the 75 they gave me, take away the 60 that I worked out. We pop that all in the calculator and we get 45 degrees. So if you did actually do that and get that right, absolutely brilliant. It was a harder question that I put down there because I need you to see how you use your basic skills in more complicated looking diagrams, because this is what we want to get to. We want to get to this kind of level if we can. Now I'm going to build to this slowly, so don't panic. I just wanted to give you that first exposure. So as we work through the course, we are working towards trying to be awesome at this. All right. One last question, and then there's a few extra practice ones that you can tag on the ends, but one last one that I will literally talk you through. So let's go for it. We're going to go like this and like this. That'll do. We're going to work out this one. I'm going to give you this one as 52 degrees, and I'm going to give you that. Okay, so pause, have a go. All right, so with this one, you should be recognizing that this is angles around a point. Yeah, I can go all the way around that point and make a circle. So I know it's 360 degrees. So 360, take away what I know. I know one of the angles is 52 because they've told me. I've got an angle here that hasn't got a number, but it has got that square shape. So I know that's 90 degrees. I plug that into my calculator and I get 218 degrees. So X is equal to 280 degrees. Okay. So that's all the examples that I'm going to give you. What you've got here are some questions to just practice again, doing a little bit more of this so that you can secure it. You might choose to pause now, have a break, take 30 minutes or whatever, and come back to it. Or you may want to just crack on whilst it's fresh, entirely up to you. But you really would want to get these questions done ahead of the next session, because these will just become recall work rather than actual lesson work when we get on to the next session. All right, so have a go at these. I'm going to get rid of me so that you can see the questions really clearly. Then the answers will come up, and what you just need to do is obviously rewind to the questions, let it go for the answers, rewind, and so on. Do one at a time and mark as you go. That's what I would recommend. And then I will see you at the next session. So I look forward to that. All right, let's get rid of me.